How are you? Welcome to my channel Dr. Deepa Dhake's NEET Biology, and I am Dr. Deepa Dhake coming here to boost up your preparation for upcoming NEET examinations. So how is your preparation is going on, and I hope slowly you all are boost up your preparation and increases the level of motivation as well as solving the objective questions on your own. So now we will come towards our quiz question or quiz portion, that from few sessions we are begins with the quiz at the beginning of the session, and those questions whatever I am asking in this session, that you know the answer, try to know the answer and provide the answer in comment box. So first we discuss about the questions of our लास्ट सेशंस में जो 3 क्वेश्चंस हमने आपको पूछे थे, उसमें से फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन था, इन केस ऑफ पोरीफेरा द स्पॉन्जोसील इज लाइंड बाय अ स्पेशल फ्लैजिलेटेड सेल्स. So the 4 options are provided and the correct options I am only giving here. Correct option or the correct answer that the spongiocoel is lined by flagellated cell. Those flagellated cells, you remember choanocyte, that part we already mentioned or in our session which deals with the comparative analysis of porifera, coelenterata and ctenophora. So that part you concern for that question. Second question आपका था. Second question is, with which one of the following group show sexual reproduction only? So which of the following group show sexual reproduction only? Answer is ctenophora. And the question third, which of the following is belongs to the phylum Arthropoda? So third question आपका है कि which of the following example belongs to phylum Arthropoda? For that answer आपका है silverfish. So you go through these answer and now we come towards today's क्विज. आज जो आपके लिए क्विज के लिए जो क्वेश्चंस हम लेकर आए हैं, ये क्वेश्चंस अगेन आप याद रखिए, जो रिसेंट चैप्टर हम स्टडी कर रहे हैं दैट इज एनिमल किंगडम. ओनली फ्रॉम दैट आई एम आस्किंग दिस क्वेश्चन. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन फॉर टुडेज क्विज, अ मरीन कार्टिलेज फिश दैट कैन प्रोड्यूस इलेक्ट्रिक करंट. सो दैट option first is pristis, second B is torpedo, C is trigon and D is coleodon. The second question, all chordates possess. What are the prominent feature of all chordates? In another way you can remember, the first A option is exoskeleton, B is limb, C is skull and D is axial skeletal rod of the notochord. Then the question third, coelom derived from blastocele is known as. The 4 options are provided again here. The first option is enterocoelom, B is schizocoelom, C is pseudocoelom and the D is hemocoelom. So now you go for the commenting these options, correct options of these answer. In case if you have any doubt, if you have any difficulties, so again I am saying feel free to ask and write in comment box. Now for this session we come towards our लेक्चर पार्ट. लेक्चर आज जो मैं डिलीवर करूंगी फॉर दिस सेशन, वो आप हम स्टडी करेंगे कंपैरेटिव एनालिसिस ऑफ द रिमेनिंग 4 क्लासेस ऑफ द वर्टिब्रेटा, दैट इज एम्फीबिया, रेप्टिलिया, सेकेंडली एव्स एंड देन द मेमेलिया. सो वी कम टुवर्ड्स अवर discussion for the comparative analysis of 4. So students, let's begins with comparative analysis for amphibia, reptilia, aves and mammal. Okay, so first we study what are their basic habitats, or all these 4 are present in different habitats. So one character we individually study for the comparative analysis. So first we study about the amphibia. So if we deals with the habitat of amphibia, so in amphibians you remember they are commonly called as animals of the dual habitats. So animals of the dual habitat means, you remember, they can survive or they can pass their life in water as well as on terrestrial ecosystem. So that's why we are using that they are the animals of dual habitat. Then we come towards the reptiles. Reptiles are commonly called as the creeping animals or crawling animals, and predominantly they are habitual for the dry habitats. Aves you remember the habitat, they are adapted for the aerial habitat and commonly they are called as flying animals. Birds are predominantly included in aves. Secondly, ostrich you remember, ostrich is one of the flightless animal. So the bird. So that you remember the ostrich is a flightless bird and rest of birds are basically आप किसमें include कर रहे हैं? They are the flying animals or aerial inhabitants. When we come towards the mammalia, so mammalia, this is the one and only class you can say which adapted for all the habitats. So you can appear the mammals in air, bat आप appear कर रहे हैं, in aquatic habitats, dolphins आप appear कर रहे हैं, as well as in polar caps and normal terrestrial habitats. We appear all the habitats, in all the habitats we mainly appear the different examples of mammals. Now we come towards the presence of limbs because vertebrata में tetrapoda आप study कर रहे हैं and tetrapoda का identical feature last session में हम लोगों ने discuss किया था. The tetrapoda means the animals which are present with two pair of limbs. So that feature we now coming towards the discussion. The two pair of limb you remember. The two pair of limbs are present in amphibians as well as in addition to that some of the amphibians show the presence of tail also. In reptiles whenever reptiles the limbs may or may not be present. Snakes आप appear करते हैं so snakes are generally present devoid of limbs. So whenever limbs are present in reptilia there are two pair of limbs are present. In aves or birds, more important thing you remember for four limbs. The four limbs in aves or four limbs in birds you remember it is modified into wings. So this thing you remember the wings of the birds. What are the wings? Wings you remember wings of the birds are modified four limbs. In mammals you remember again the two pair of limb, four limb and hind limbs. And these two pair of limb, this question also you can appear in your last year examinations के paper अगर आप solve करते हैं. So two pair of limbs are used for running, walking, climbing, burrowing, flying. So for different as the mammals are present in different habitat. So according to different habitats they use their limbs for the various purposes. Now the next you remember the mode of respiration. Rest of feature you remember all the because chordata का common features आप पहले ही study कर चुके हैं. So all the chordates are bilateral symmetrical, closed circulation is there and they all are animals with true coelom and triploblastic organization. So these common feature we are not going to study here. So now we come towards the respiration because those features we considered where they show the greater dissimilarities or differences. When we come towards the respiration, so in amphibians respiration is take place by gills, lungs as well as skin. Clear, gills predominantly used in aquatic habitat, lungs in terrestrial habitat and skin you remember skin or moist skin basically. So amphibian use the moist skin as respiratory organ during the hibernation period. So that thing you remember. After that when comes towards the reptiles, aves as well as mammalia. So all these three members of all these three show the respiratory organs predominantly. The respiration is take place by the lungs. Now the heart, one important phenomena in evolution or the one important structure mainly you remember the structure which gradually show the progressive evolution. If we study about the structure of heart in amphibians you remember heart is three chambered. Three-chambered heart means it is consist of two auricle and one ventricle. Whereas in case of reptiles also, in most of the reptiles or majority of reptiles show the three-chambered heart similar to the amphibians. But again one exception is here, that is a crocodile. Crocodile you will remember the crocodile show the four-chambered heart. Now we come towards the aves, that is commonly called birds, and mammalia. So here the four-chambered well-developed heart is present and all of you know that four-chambered heart का meaning क्या है? The two auricles and two ventricles. So that you remember only in short terms you remember the four-chambered heart. because now no need to write each and everything ki what does we understand by the four chambered heart. Now we come towards the skin. This is one again the important feature in evolution as well as the important feature for the identification of these animals. So skin, if you appear in amphibians, skin is moist. Secondly, scales are completely absent. So you remember the moist skin is moist in amphibians, and secondly the skin of the amphibians is present without scale. This part you remember. And when we study about the skin, so one another important feature you remember with this point itself, the external ears are completely absent in amphibians, but the tympanium आप study करते हैं, tympanium represent the external ear. So external ear you remember, external ear are absent in amphibians, in reptiles as well as in aves also. But in amphibians and reptiles you remember tympanium represent the ear. Now skin, if we discuss the skin of reptiles, so skin of reptile is quite dry. So dry skin is the characteristic feature of reptile. And secondly the important things reptiles में आप पढ़ते हैं skin casting पढ़ते आ रहे हैं, ठीक है. So here you remember the skin of the reptile is mainly present with the scales. So this point you remember for the skin regarding the reptiles. Now when we come towards the skin of the aves, so feathery skin आपको मिलेगा. Secondly you remember skin is again dry in case of aves, or bird skin is also dry without gland यहाँ पर present है. Only one and only single gland is present, that is a oil gland or uropygial gland if you go in details. So uropygial gland आप study करते हैं. So oil secreting, one and only oil secreting gland of the birds is present at the base of their tail, and this gland you remember commonly modification of oil gland. So this part you remember. So dry skin याद रखिएगा, amphibian skin is moist. Predominantly dry skin is present in reptiles and birds. In reptile skin, dry skin is present with scales, and in aves the dry skin is present with feathers. But the oil gland is also present, and that oil gland is only present at the base of the tail. Now when we come towards the skin of mammalia, the identical feature of the mammals that the hairy skin or the hairs are present on the skin. So you can recall as in that way कि unique skin is present in the mammalia, and this unique skin is present with hair as well as sweat gland, sebaceous gland, number of oil secreting glands आप study कर रहे हैं. So for this revision purpose, sweat gland you remember predominantly present over the skin of mammals. Now you come towards the property to control or maintain the body temperature. According to that property, that phenomena basically in the form of conformers, regulators you study in ecology unit of the class 12. But here also we study about that phenomena, how the regulation of temperature to be developed in the body of animals. तो यहाँ पर आप याद रखिएगा amphibians and reptiles are comes under the poikilothons, are in, or in common terms you are saying they are the cold-blooded animal. That means that they are not having a tendency or nature to maintain the constant body temperature. So this thing you remember, amphibians are poikilothons. Secondly, reptiles are poikilothon. But when we comes toward the aves and mammals, common terms में आप कह रहे हैं कि birds and mammals are warm-blooded animals. Why they are warm-blooded? Because they maintain their body temperature at a constant, and because of that in normal terms we are saying the aves as well as mammals are homoisotherm. So that part also you remember for in terms of temperature control. Now one of the most important statement for amphibians as well as your one of the important question form हो सकता है इस part से for your NEET upcoming exam of the NEET 2020. तो यहाँ पर आप ये याद रखिएगा क्लोका और क्लोकल अपर्चर आप स्टडी करते हैं. So cloaca is present in amphibians. Now what is cloaca? Cloaca you remember alimentary canal or digestive system you can remember. The alimentary canal, urinary canal or urinary system as well as reproductive system. All these three systems or the ducts of all these three systems open into one common chamber. That common chamber is called as cloaca. So cloaca, you remember, cloaca is the identical feature of the amphibians. Okay, now the this point basically हम study कर रहे हैं. This point is mainly regarded with the identical phenomena or identical features of individual. So the amphibians, members of amphibians show the presence of cloaca. Now you remember when we study about the reptilia. So in reptilia, identical phenomena of skin casting, not in all reptilians, but in some reptilian snakes में commonly appear करते हैं. Skin casting is appear. Secondly, the fangs आप याद रखिए, the poisonous teeth in snake. The poisonous teeth of the snakes are called as fangs. And further, if we study digestive system में आप actually ये part study करते हैं. But here also revision purpose you remember, fangs are the modified maxillary teeth. So upper jaw के जो maxillary teeth होते हैं, those maxillary teeth in snakes modify into fangs. So that part you additionally recall here by combining the concept of digestive system. Then for birds or aves, when we come towards one identical property, so the identical property of the bird is the development of pneumatic bone or the true bones. True bones means ossified bones are present, and these ossified bones are internally hollow. So hollow internal bones, you remember, hollow internal bones are called as pneumatic bones. And the second property of the birds is they produces a specific kinds of sound. On the basis of sound we can identify the birds. So syrinx, you remember, the sound producing box in the bird is called as syrinx. That in case of mammalia आप that उसको larynx use कर रहे हैं term, but here in ave that term you will remember what we use the syrinx for the voice box or sound producing box. Next we come when towards the identical property of the mammalia. So mammalia में identical property क्या है ये आप सबको पता होगा. The identical property of mammal is the presence of pinna, external ear. ठीक है, presence of pinna and the presence of hairs on the skin. So that part you remember. This is the this point you mainly remember or note down for the identical feature. So in terms of identical feature, cloaca in amphibians, skin casting and fangs in case of reptilia, pneumatic bones in case of the bones with air cavity भी आता है आपको question. So bones with air cavities are pneumatic bones in aves, and pinna as well as hairs are the identical properties of the mammals. Now we come towards the point of reproduction. So reproduction, if you appear, so all the four members of all the four classes, ठीक है, you remember they all are unisexual, they all are showing the sexual dimorphism. So basically forget about the hermaphrodites in these animals. Predominantly animals यहाँ पे in all the four आपको examples of animals कैसे हैं आपके पास unisexual. So you remember that all are unisexuals. Now in fertilization we again observe the variation. In some fertilization is external, whereas in others fertilization is internal. So that part we discuss here. Amphibians, you remember, they show the external fertilization. As you study in frog, water is a medium for fertilization because the frogs show the process of fertilization in surrounding water. So that part you remember. And again if you go for a detailed study, so remember some example on the basis of their properties of fertilization. तो यहाँ पर midwife toad वगैरह के आपको examples आ सकते हैं. So that you prepare separately. Otherwise for revision purpose this much part is much more sufficient. Now external fertilization is present in amphibians. They are oviparous and showing the indirect mode of development. That means the larval stages are present in the life history of amphibians. Now come to the reptilia. Reptiles are also unisexuals, but the fertilization now from reptiles, fertilization, what kind of fertilization is present? The internal fertilization is present from the reptilia. So they show the internal fertilization. They are again oviparous, but the development is direct. So this point you remember for the identification purpose. After that we comes towards the aves. So again they are unisexuals. Internal fertilization is there. Birds are also you see oviparous in nature, and generally birds आप study करते हैं, so they are comes under the category of seasonal breeders. So that also additionally you remember they are seasonal breeders. In particular season only they lays the eggs, and they also show the process of direct development. Now mammalia, when we comes to mammalia, predominantly mammals are unisexual. Internal fertilization is present, but over all these three, see all these three are oviparous, but mammalia the greatest evolution take place, and mammals are the viviparous animals over the earth. एक्सेप्शनली आप यहाँ पे याद रखिएगा डक बिल प्लेटिपस और प्लेटिपस सिंपली लिखा है यहाँ पे. सो प्लेटिपस यू रिमेम्बर प्लेटिपस इज oviparous mammal. So this is one exceptional condition. So mammals, you remember mammals are predominantly viviparous. Now this is the additional informational part that you remember, because sometimes questions are also asked for the type of skulls. So when we come towards the type of skulls and the nerves, that is a cranial nerves, so that is important, that part is on mainly for your NEET exam. So 10 pair of cranial nerves are present in amphibians, and the skull is dicondylic. So that you remember, dicondylic skull and 10 pair of cranial nerve is a feature of amphibians. Now when we come towards the reptiles as well as aves, in both you remember cranial nerves. From reptilia cranial nerve is 12 pair. So not to confuse reptiles, aves and mammals. So all mammals में already humans में आप study करते हैं 12 pair of cranial nerves. So that feature you remember here, that the 12 pair of nerves are continue after the reptile. So reptile show 12 pair of cranial nerves, but the skull, what kind of skull is present? So skull in reptile, you remember the skull in reptile is monocondylic. Similar feature is present in aves also. Aves also show the 12 pair of cranial nerves as well as monocondylic skull. But now the again modification or the change or difference you can say appear in mammals. Mammals though show the 12 pair of cranial nerves, but the skull is dicondylic. So you remember, I think you know the meaning of monocondylic and dicondylic skull. So humans or the mammals, you remember mammals are showing the dicondylic skull. So this thing you remember for your upcoming in terms of comparative way only. You recall all these things. This chart is more than sufficient, or you can say sufficient for your revision, and go through this chart. If you want to write the chart, so pause the screen and note down all these things for your upcoming examination. And with this topic, our animal kingdom is over. So one class or one session I will take for the comparative features of digestive, where the digestive system is complete or incomplete, where the fertilization is internal or external, how many phylums are hermaphrodites, how many phylums are unisexual, because mostly that kind of questions are also comes for a multiple time, that a number of examples are provided, and then question is asking for among the following how many animals are hermaphrodite or unisexual, or how many show the internal fertilization. Generally question is asking for hermaphrodite phylums, internal fertilization as well as diploblastic, triploblastic. So diplo and triplo के लिए already I told you कि first three phylum, that is Porifera, Coelenterata and Ctenophora, are only diploblastic. From Platyhelminthes, all the animals or all the phylums you remember are triploblastic. All are bilateral symmetrical. Only the dual symmetry is appear in Echinodermata. So in that way you remember, or you can remember on your own ways also, but try to read the things. Again I am saying, try to read the things correctly, interpret it accurately. Sometime what is happening, we are reading the things correctly, but in imagination we are calculating or we are intercorrelate the things in wrong way. So whatever the things fixed in brain, imagination में अगर आपके कोई चीज wrong fix हो गया है and you are reading the things correctly, so though you read the things correctly but imagination में आपने उसको wrong fit किया है, और wrong by chance it is a fit wrong in your imagination. So when you solve the objective questions, तो वहाँ पर आपका ऑप्शन ये मान के चलिए 80 to 90% चांस है वहाँ पे कि आप wrong answer ही टिक करेंगे, because whatever fixed in our brain imagination के form में, that we attempt first, later we recall the thing. So that's why repeatedly every time I am saying कि read the things accurately as well as interpret the things also or concept also accurately. Okay. So by that time you prepared Animal Kingdom. Next session we will begins with our new chapter and new topic. By in that case, if you have any difficulty or if you want to study any new topic or the topic of your choice, so comment that topic. Feel free, don't be hesitate, and feel free to comment in comment box. I want to study this topic, or you simply write down the name of that topic. So from next class we will continue with that topic or that chapter only. Okay. Again I am saying subscribe my channel, like my videos, and stay motivated, stay blessed. Thank you.